Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is just a short one for you. I just wanted to show you how I made this lovely little lovebird pendant. Today I'm using cosplay for no other reason other than wanting to use my cosplay, and we are going to start by creating the little bird's body. When you've finished, you should have something that looks a little similar to the Street View Maps guy on Google. We're going to bulk out our little bird's chest just by adding a little bit of extra clay over the top and blending that in so it's nice and smooth, and then creating a nice little shape for his face. I'm then using a ball stylus just to pop in the shape for the eyes and then popping in pre-baked eyeballs, and you should end up with something that looks a little like Weedle from Pokemon. I want him to look a little bit sad, so I'm just popping like some raised brows on his little head just to give him a little sadder expression. Now the reason I'm doing this is when I was a kid I used to have a little lovebird called Candy, and he flew in through my bedroom window one day. This is back in the days before Facebook and whatnot, so there was no social media to put out about a lost parrot, so I ended up keeping this little thing. I was only a kid and he always looked so sad when he was on his own until I came into the room, and then he was like this beaming bird, so I wanted to recreate that little memory of him. To create his little beak, I am using Sculpting Souffle Translucent. It creates a really nice texture. It's really good for teeth as well. But I think it just makes it a little bit more beaky. I don't think beaky's a word, but it is now. I am declaring it that is a beakier colour than most beaks. I noticed that lovebirds don't actually have noses of any kind really, apart from a couple of little holes. So I went with kind of like the budgie nose crest instead. Not accurate, but still very, very cute. To create his little wings, I am using the make one, trace one method. It's a method that I've just made up, so follow that rule, where literally I make one, and then I roll out another piece of clay and I trace it. It gives you two wings of equal size then. I'm using my cutter just to create tiny little balls of clay, just so that I know that every single feather that I use on his little wings are of equal size. To make the feather pattern on the wings, I am just using one of my teeny tiny cutters, but you can do this with a small straw or the protecting caps on top of your paintbrushes. They work just as well, so you do not need to go out and spend a fortune on teeny tiny cutters like I did. I don't even know why I have them. They work anyway. To attach his little wings, I am literally just using a small dollop of Sculpting's Bacon Bond, although they've changed the name of it now. I think it's called, what's it called? Sculpting Oven Bake Clay Adhesive. Made it longer. Bacon Bond worked so much better, and it made me think of bacon and James Bond. Now it's time to make his tiny little feet. I'm using my cutters just to make sure that I get sort of like the same amount of clay to go on both sides. Then I am literally balling up teeny tiny teardrop shaped bits of clay and then attaching each one into the shape of a tiny bird foot. It's the best way I can describe it. I am texturing this beautiful little boy with my pin tool, just being gentle as I can, gently pulling the clay downwards, always in the same motion, and trying to think about where feathers would lie on his little face and what sort of pattern they would make. Be as gentle as you can when you're holding the sculpture so you don't end up smushing it in any way, shape or form. Once I did that, I just attached a small little eyelet into his head so that I can turn him into a charm or a necklace once he's finished. Then I popped him in the oven for a pre-bake. Once he had come out of the oven and completely cooled down, I literally just added in a few little textures and a couple of little feathers on his back. These things I couldn't do while he was unbaked, purely because I would have smushed everything at the front. So I did a little pre-bake, added in my extra details, then I stuck him back in the oven for a full bake. Now that he has come out of the oven and completely cooled down again, it's time for paint, which is like my favourite bit to do anyway. So today I am using my Arteza, same as always, and my best advice at this stage, have reference pictures up on your computer or on your phone, anything that's nearby, so that you can keep going back and checking on your colour schemes are right, or it's just going how you'd like it to go. I am literally looking at my computer and painting at the same time. To make sure that I am getting nice soft blends in all of my paints, I am literally working whilst the paint is wet, so you've got to be reasonably quick to get such nice clean blends between paints. You can do it afterwards, it just takes a little bit more colour blending and whatnot. I just find this is a quicker method. For durability's sake, I am going to give this little guy a coating of UV resin. I'm going to sort of put one side on, cure it, and then do the other side so that I can touch it. And then call this little guy finished. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much today for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed the process of watching me make this cute little fella. If you're new to the channel, then please take a minute to subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you very much, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.